When it comes to young, youthful-looking skin, you don't have to be youthful to have healthy and youthful skin. There are things that we can do that I'm going to share with you that's going to stimulate collagen, the major protein building block that keeps your skin nice and healthy. But realize, as we get older, our collagen levels decrease significantly. Not only that, the foods that we eat, the refined processed sugars, those toxins, those inflammatory things, as well as the sun, can deplete our skin's collagen. So, by just doing a few things to stimulate collagen, massaging the skin, being able to just take our fingers, maybe a minute or two every day, and just stimulate it nice and easy. Don't have to go hard. You can stimulate the forehead, do the cheeks, you can stimulate in the chin, you can do the neck. Just little pinching stimulations as well as tapping. By increasing blood circulation, increasing oxygen. And we're doing something magnificent here. And not only tapping and massaging your muscles is going to help us tremendously when it comes to building collagen, but we have waste toxins that are being released from those cells that need to get back into our system. And that's the second part we're going to talk about, how we can cleanse our lymphatic system in our facial area and get it back into our circulatory system, which I'm going to show you in just a second. And you want to utilize these muscles in our facial area too, because this will help your skin so much more, keeping it nice and beautiful, increasing more collagen, just making funny looking faces like this, jutting the jaw out, feeling the muscles underneath here, taking your fingers, pushing it up and looking downwards, taking your thumbs, put it underneath your cheekbones and jutting your chin downwards like this. You'll feel stretching. The more you can stimulate those muscles, the more blood supply, the more oxygen, the more nutrition, and the more you're going to build collagen. So after you've done your tapping, your massaging, and working a few of those facial muscles, which you could be creative on to allow those muscles to work, now it's time to get rid of those toxins back into the lymphatic system. That extra lymph, the toxins that those cells produce, need to make its way out. And what we want to do, and this is so helpful, remember that everything in our body drains, what we call the terminus, right above our clavicle in the outer third here. So everything from our facial area, particularly behind and in front of our ears, drains right into here. So in order to get this lymph flow moving, which is going to help you significantly when it comes to collagen, it's going to help you beautify your skin, it's going to keep it nice and smooth and soft and prevent those wrinkles. Start up high, lightly with your fingertips, and bring everything back to your ears. You have the preauricular and the postauricular in the front and behind, the two main lymph nodes near your ears, and you're just going to lightly take everything and bring it over to the ears. Everything and bring it over to the ears. That's our main lymph nodes, and those lymph nodes is where the lymph needs to go. Okay? Because we're going to get all that ugly lymph out of our facial area. So you'll spend about a minute, okay, coming over your facial area, your chin area. You can come underneath here. Just try to make everything back really light. You don't push hard when you work your lymphatic system. Okay, it sits right underneath the skin. It just cleanses it. And once you bring it back here, it goes to these lymph nodes. Now that we cleansed our lymph back to the ears, before we bring it down in here, there's one thing we need to do. We need to go to this area first. We need to go in little circles. And go little circles, rub it over your clavicle on both sides. You're going to sit right over there in little circles and clean it. As you stimulate the area, this will open up the terminus. This is where everything's going to drain into. So after you do this for about 30 seconds, come on back up right behind the ears. You can use 2 fingers, 3 fingers, all your fingers, and you're going to bring it right down. Bring it all down right to the clavicle. Right down to the clavicle like this. As we do this, we're taking all this lymph and we're stimulating it back into the lymphatic system. This right here, these terminuses, this is going to drain to the subclavian vein, back into the circulatory system so it can make its way out of the system. That is so important. So in review, what do? I first want you to stimulate and massage these muscles. Then you can make some facial muscles. You can use those muscles, be creative to exercise those muscles, smiling, frowning, jutting your chin forward as you work under here. You want to utilize those muscles. Then after, we're going to take all this waste toxins and bring it back to the preauricular and postauricular area around the ears, into those nodes, and then we make our way down to drain it. Now, how long does this take? Not long at all. Just a few minutes, 3-4 minutes. Do this. If it's not every day, every other day, I promise you one thing. This will increase your collagen, it will increase circulation, it will increase nutrition. Your skin will be glowing. Because when people have issues of toxins that are building up in your system, particularly your face, acne, blemishes, wrinkles, it just doesn't look healthy. So as we stimulate our face and give it some love, it's going to love you back. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends and family. And most important, make it a great day. I'm Dr. Alan Mandel.